now listening to.
You're now listening to.
You are now listening to the Breaking Dads podcast. Enjoy.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Breaking Dad podcast. I am your host. My name is Woody, and this is episode 10 of the Breaking Dad podcast. I want to thank everybody right now for listening. Everybody that's listening on Apple Podcasts right now. Everybody that's watching on YouTube. This will be the very first video I put up here on YouTube. So thank you everybody for watching. I got a special guest with me for those of you that that aren't looking. But those of y'all that's watching, I got a special guest with me. I got my boy Chris with me. Chris, say what's up to the people.
What's going on? Glad to be here.
All right, so my boy Chris here. I wanted to have this conversation. Kind of been teasing it for a little while. The conversation on relationships and dating. I wanted to have my man on because Chris is single, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he's a single man in 2018, sorry. Going into 2019, and that's big. Let's just say that right now. As y'all already know, I'm out the game. I'm chilling. I'm on the sideline. So it would be great to get somebody on with a different perspective of this when we talk about this, because I've been out the game for 3+ years now. So I'm what y'all call washed, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, engaged with 2 kids. So I'm in a completely different world, but it's good to get another insight for it, so y'all get a whole different outlook on the entire situation. So we're gonna talk a little bit about you. I know not to put too much heat on you, but you get to get the people a little acclimated with you. Just tell them a little bit about you.
Man, I'm just 22 years old, man. Just trying to live my best life.
There you go.
I ain't going back and forth with you niggas.
There you go. Hey, killer with the show. But me and Chris have got real close within the last year. Yeah. With all due respect to him, I kind of take him under my wing a little bit, but he's his own man as well.
He did, though. He did.
I like to bounce advice off of him, but in dealing with him, and I'm sure him dealing with me because I'm a handful myself, I like to just, give him advice, but understand he got to live his own life as well. And he going to take it, not take it, and I don't take it personally if you don't listen to me, because he don't listen to me.
Yeah, I don't. It's not all the time. Most of the time, but not all the time.
But
I try.
But no, on a serious note, it's been real dope getting to know you, and it's a good guy. I wouldn't put just anybody up on here to talk to y'all because this podcast means a lot to me. So we're going to go ahead and we got all the pleasantries out the way, so we're going to go ahead and get into the first, it's one big topic, but kind of one first question I want to ask you. So what is dating like in 2018?
Well, dating in 2018 is like, well, for me, especially like now being single, it's like, you don't really want to date nobody. You just want to hang out with people.
Okay.
So you want to hang out with as many people as you want to.
Okay.
Without having any type of, commitment or. Of course, you might get the little jealousy issues. Of
course,
yeah.
It's
normal.
So what y'all call it, like catching a vibe, right? You know what y'all call it nowadays?
Yeah, we just call it catching a vibe, man.
There you go.
If we vibe, if the mood is right.
So you guys want to go out, catch vibes with as many people. Now, what happens when the vibe is right? Is that when you guys go ahead and settle it down? I know I'm sounding like I'm talking to an alien, but for me, it really does feel like that, because that's completely different than how we used to do it.
When the vibe is right, I think you don't want to rush into it.
Okay.
Because, at the same time, it's like, it's kind of, I'm not ready.
Okay.
Even if the vibe is right, I'm still like, look, I'll just tell the female straight up from the beginning.
Okay.
Like, I'm not looking for nothing serious. And normally they say okay, but you know how that goes.
And you know how that goes. Okay.
We know how that goes.
So I just feel like it's real kind of different from back when I first got into the dating scene.
Yeah.
It's just, for us, it was more about, it was a little bit more, I want to say direct with it, because think about it, back then we had landlines. We had cell phones like that really in high school. You know what I'm saying? Some people had cell phones, don't get me wrong, but even then texting wasn't like
What's
that.
a landline, first of all, bro?
house phone when it's plugged into the wall.
Okay, I got you.
God damn, 22-year-olds. That's a landline, dog. It's the house phone. Sorry. Maybe that's a northern thing. That might be a northern thing. But yeah. So we had to call somebody's house. She never knew mom, dad. Somebody might pick up. So you already know that was completely different. Yeah. Then when we did have cell phones, we had minutes. It wasn't everybody didn't have unlimited plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different. So and then when you kind of approach a girl, we called it talking. Y'all talking to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we kind of call it
dating now.
We call it talking, dating. Yeah.
It's like date. I think that's the new the new term for it is dating. But you talking to somebody, but for us that made you exclusive. When you were talking to somebody, you would look like, you know what I'm saying? You look like you were playing them if you were talking to two girls at one time. But you guys are saying like it's all understood that you might be chilling, vibing with a bunch of different people. Yeah. So for you as a guy, this is the question I'm asking you. So for you as a guy, how does that kind of like come across for y'all? For you knowing you talking to this girl, and there's like 4 other guys talking to her as well.
Well, I mean, I guess it's all just like a game.
Mm-hmm.
So, because no matter what, a female is going to choose whoever she want to choose.
Yeah. So same thing with us. We're going to choose who we want.
Same thing with us. We're going to choose. Just like we're doing the same thing that they doing.
So that's the interesting dynamic, I feel like. I feel like the gender roles are kind of how guys did it.
Yeah.
Now how the girls do it.
Yeah, girls are doing it, and they kind of, getting ahead of the game now. I'm not gonna lie.
Women are always gonna be ahead of the game. Women are just smarter than men. When women get in certain things, they just, I don't know. Women have always been better cheaters than guys for that reason.
Man, let me tell you.
We ain't gonna get into that just yet. So with that being said, so you feel like, and nowadays the women might have the upper hand in dating.
Yes, but you can always get it's so you got to understand a woman to get the upper hand.
Okay.
You have to really truly understand that female that you're dealing with.
So investment is still important. You still have to invest into her.
You got to know like the different types of females. So when you meet her spot on, you'll know, okay, this is what she needs. And this is how you. Yeah. So
if you're dealing with a woman that's more like go with the flow kind of, it's a little bit more easy to navigate as far as a woman that says, no, this is what I want. This is my standards. If you're talking to me, you're only going to talk, that kind of thing. Or is that not a thing anymore? Because I know for me, there was different kind of girls. You kind of get a girl that would just, you go out with her and, within the first date, all right, we're dating boyfriend and girlfriend. Now there was another girl that said, no, it's going to be 60 days before I could even take you seriously. Or I think it was like a 30 or 90 day rule. So there's 3 months of investment before you could even find out if it's really serious or not, or if she's just playing you for some food just for it to go out.
Yeah, man. I think after a while, I think it takes a couple months before you can actually call somebody yours, or you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It take about 3 months.
So now, are titles still important? Because titles were everything for us. Because everything will be good until she asks you, so what are we? You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. And that's kind of how it is now.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, titles can either make or break whatever you got going on.
Okay, so
if you moving too fast or moving too slow.
Okay. So I could guess if you're moving slow and you got a bunch of competition, I'm sure that could make you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That can make you fall to the backside. If you got 5 other guys in the phone, I used to call them niggas in the phone. That was me. I hated niggas in the phone.
I hate niggas in the phone too.
If I was dating a girl, and like I said, if I'm talking to her, and I notice niggas in the phone constantly in the inbox, you know what I'm saying? That used to bother me, especially if she was entertaining them.
Yeah, especially if she is entertaining them, and she kind of already know what it is, like where we stand at. And she not putting these niggas in their place.
Yeah.
And that's really going to irritate me.
Yeah.
So.
But that's once she's yours. I'm saying now, while you guys are just dating, you just taking her out to Adventure Landing and y'all just chilling or whatever, catching a vibe, But yet there's, you got all these other suitors. Let's just stop calling them niggas in the phone. Let's call them suitors, right? How's that, how do you balance that?
Well, I think you balance that by having your own.
There we go. Your own little stable. You got your own little stable as well.
Your own little stable.
Okay.
So that way, I mean, she's not taking advantage of you, and you know what I'm saying. You're not taking advantage of her.
Okay.
But you both know where you at, and if y'all both really know what y'all want with each other, y'all can cut off all that completely.
Okay, see that, man. I don't know. It's not supposed to sound so foreign for me, but I swear it just sounds so foreign to me. Just the aspect of that's just a mutual understanding, knowing. Because for me, it was always, oh, I know you got hoes. Oh, Woody, I know you got hoes. Woody, I know you got all these other girls, and it was always a constant fight of having to deny that. Now it's just acknowledged by both parties that, hey, you're not the only one. I got hoes. You got niggas. But
basically, like it's like look,
stand out.
Basically, it's like you gonna it's like
there's people walking by outside. That's weird. It's weird. Hi, neighbors.
It's like damn, what was I at?
Do us completely off.
Yeah.
Like saying like that is just mutually understood that you got neighbors.
Yeah. Like I was saying, like either you gonna cut these people off completely, and you gonna just be with me. Because if I can't do something that you're not doing,
exactly,
like, I can't cut these people off if you're not gonna cut your people off.
So now is that a fear of getting played, or is it just like I'm just not gonna do it if you're not gonna do it kind of thing?
I mean, that's not a fear of getting played. It's just like knowing, like it's like knowing, like your worth, I guess.
Okay. Because
I mean, you can't give somebody something that's not.
They're not willing to give you as well. Okay. Yeah.
It's like a self-respect type of thing.
Now that I played out my head, obviously, like if I'm going to sit there and be exclusive with you, be exclusive with me back.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of it's the terminology. I can tell you, it's just I get lost in the terms, and it's crazy because what is it like a 7-year difference between you and I? But it feels like a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole lot. Like I just found out what no cat meant the other day. I kid you not. But it's like I felt like I was pretty much in the loop with everything, but I'm not. But so there's the big juggernaut, like the big elephant in the room about dating and everything. What is the role you feel that social media plays in dating nowadays?
I think social media kind of it kind of can play a big role if you're that type of person.
Okay.
That's like, all goals, I gotta be like this.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, me personally, I don't really like to post stuff on social media.
Okay.
Because I don't really want a whole bunch of people in my business. Because, like, what if we end up breaking up? Then they're gonna be like, oh, what happened? Stuff like that.
So don't you feel like, in a way, even though you're avoiding social media, social media is still playing a role? Because even though you're actively, because you have social media, right?
Yeah.
But you're actively kind of going out your way to not post anything, right?
I mean, I guess so.
So it's still playing a way. This is the thing about social media, I feel.
Because you can have a girl that's like, when are you going to post us?
Yeah.
Like, you going to post me?
Yeah.
Like, you going to let these hoes know what it is?
Yeah, what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That's the catch-22 of it. Is social media. If you play that game, right? Oh, why don't you post stuff? Well, see, I don't post stuff anyway when I'm single, so I'm not gonna post stuff when I'm in a relationship. So social media is still playing a role because you have one.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the juggernaut. That's the catch-22 of social media. That's why I feel like it seeps into everything for me, because it's like even with parenting. Like for me, when my kids are kind of old enough to get a social media, am I gonna let them have one? What age they gonna have one? You know what I'm saying? How it seeps into that and the dating. Because for us, and I kind of touched on it in the last episode, Pink Bag, which you can find on Apple Podcasts. It's in the archives.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's on YouTube, so you can go and look at it, listen to it. But what I was saying there is, with social media, damn, I kind of forgot my point. With social media, whatever, for us growing up, we grew up without it, and then we were like one of the first generations to have it. It's like going back to Black Planet, which I'm sure you have no idea what that is.
I don't know what.
Which was before it was before MySpace. So, but in MySpace we had the top 8, and you had your friends. You know, if you had a girlfriend, she better have been number 1 on your top 8, kind of thing.
I ain't even have a MySpace.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But MySpace had about like a 7-8 year run, so it would be gone by the time, you know. But what I'm saying is, that was like kind of like you said, posting goals, right?
Yeah.
Or like a relationship status on Facebook. Mm-hmm. If you don't have it, oh, I'm in a relationship. If you didn't have that girl number 1 on your top 8, it was a problem, kind of thing. So I could see how it's still, like, social media, even in its infancy, was still creating dynamics in a relationship itself.
Yeah.
So for dating, for us, it was like, and I think we kind of spoke about this one day we was talking. Back then, for us, it was like we would like message each other ASL. That was just a quick way of just finding. That was age, sex, location. So you was trying to, even though you knew you was talking to a girl, you always asked just in case. All right, you asked her age, you asked her, you know, if she was a girl, just because, you know, weirdos was even back then. You asked her a location because location was big.
Yeah.
But with social media now, it's opened up to everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a girl here in Raleigh, and you could be talking to a girl in California, and it ain't nothing.
It's nothing.
It ain't a problem. It ain't a problem. It ain't a problem.
Just hop on a plane.
It's just a plane. It's just if you got the bread, it's just a plane. You know what I'm saying? If you make a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
So I just think that with everything that we have, social media, I think, is just a really big juggernaut of what changes it, because you can have niggas on it in their Snapchat DMs, Instagram DMs,
Twitter DMs,
Facebook Messenger. You know, there's a lot more inboxes. You know what I'm saying?
More inboxes, man. You get people somehow getting emails
from everywhere.
Getting your email
from everywhere. Tumblr, anywhere, bro. So, I just feel like that's just the big juggernaut. And I always like to just touch on social media in damn near every episode, just because it's just one of those things.
Yeah, social media plays a big role in pretty much everything nowadays.
So let's just say, all right, let's get past the dating, because we already gotten to like the nuances of dating, right? So now y'all together, right?
Yeah.
And you don't got, let's just say in this scenario, we got the girl, you know, you dropped your girls out the phone, she dropped the niggas in the phone.
We chose each other.
Y'all chose each other. Y'all was out here choosing. You know what I mean? So y'all chose each other, right? So here y'all go in these relationships, because you've been in a long-term relationship before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
About 4 years.
Okay. Not gonna talk about that relationship in particular. I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying, you know, the experience of being in a long-term relationship. Yeah. Right. So if this person is listening, we're not talking about you. All right. Jen knows when I'm on here, I'm not talking about her. So, yeah. All right. But in those long-term relationships, like, so in a long-term relationship, how do you feel like those affect friendships? Let's just say, let's start with friendships that you already had. How do you think that affects it, being in these relationships?
Friendships that you already had.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you want to show this person that, at first you want to show this person that, you know, you're all about them. Mm-hmm. So you might not be spending as much time with your friends. She might not spend time with her friends. Mm-hmm. So it's just y'all two. But what I would say is you gotta keep doing your own thing. Mm-hmm. You can't just give it all to one person, because I mean, it's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain. What I think you're alluding to is you gotta have that balance.
Yeah, you gotta have a good balance, man.
Okay.
Because somebody got some heavy feet.
Yeah, man. That's Mango's mom upstairs.
Mango.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You see, man, Mango's a little chihuahua about this big, man. But anyway, yeah, go ahead. I just feel like, okay, I see where you're going with that. It's about balance.
It's about balance, yeah.
And like you said, in that initial stage, you are in that honeymoon phase, especially. Mm-hmm. Which is about, we're going to go out, we're going to hang out, come over the house, watch Netflix, or let's go here. Y'all going everywhere. Dinners, all that. And then, then you incorporate your friends, because of course your friends will be like, oh, what's up with this new girl, when we're going to meet her?
Yeah. And
then you bring her around the homies, see if she cool, maybe it might be around football season, come watch the game, something light. right? Now, how does it change once, let's just say, your boys don't like her? Because I'm gonna go first though. So for me, I've had that experience. My boys don't like my girl, and I'm just like, it was always very difficult because for me personally, I keep a small circle. Well, back then I didn't. I had a bigger circle, so it was almost like I could navigate a little bit differently. But I wouldn't put my girl before my boys. Sparrows before hoes at the end of the day, not calling her a hoe. But, and once again, not talking about you, Jen, but, it was, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just wouldn't bring them around. So it was almost like you had to live two different worlds, two different lives a little bit.
Pretty much. It's exactly how it was. That's exactly how it is, bro.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got a whole, I had like a whole nother side of me that came out when I'm with my boys. Of course. And then I'm with her, it's like, I got to kind of keep it in a little bit.
Exactly.
Like,
I think that's just always though. I think that's always. I feel like even now, engaged, my girl knows the closest friends. My boy Smitty, my boy Mason, and my homegirl Munch. But you're just never the same because just the way you kick
you're never
it.
the same because you gonna. It's like you get wild.
Exactly. That's the word.
I get wild.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I need this.
But you got to be a gentleman. So it is balance. Balance is really important because you got to be able to still not lose yourself.
Yeah, you can't lose yourself.
Because you can't be stuck. But that's the hard part about it, though. Because in a relationship, you want to be yourself as much as you can. But you have to be a refined you because there's another person with a whole nother set of feelings.
That you got to be considerate of.
Yeah, they can be considerate of. You know, you can't say the same jokes.
Yeah. Can't say the same jokes.
Can make the same comments. Some subjects you can't talk about.
A
lot of subjects you can't talk about. But I mean, but it's good though because there's a lot of things you can talk to your girl about that you can't talk to your boys about.
That's very true.
Especially, I want to say for us back then. I think nowadays, and one thing I do commend your generation on is y'all more in touch with y'all emotions and feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
In a way that we weren't.
Yeah.
We didn't show no vulnerability. You felt trapped in a way because it's like I can't talk to my girl about this because I don't want her to see me as weak.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to tell your boys about it because you want to get clowned.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of internalizing to do. A lot of stuff we had to keep inside. I was a little different breed. I said how, you know what I'm saying? You know how I kick it.
I know how you kick it.
You gonna get a 1,000.
I think that's why, I buy, like we kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of vibe, so.
Yeah, because I'm kicking to you one. I'm just going to give it out.
Because that's how I am, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could just come out and say whatever, and things would be.
You don't like it or like it or hate it.
Like it or hate it.
That's it. And you keep it moving. So I just think that in those relationships or how they go, how about when you're making a new friend? Now you got this girl. Let's just say you're dating for a little while. You already, saying got a couple months under you. Let's say 6 months, say half a year.
Yeah, half a year.
And now here goes a new friend, a homeboy. Let's just say, and you bring him around. How do you deal with that situation? Because I already told you I kicked the bros before hoes before. A new male friend comes in.
On my side or her side?
Your side. We ain't gonna talk about her side yet.
I mean,
and they're not vibing.
Oh, they not vibing.
And they're not vibing at first.
Well, I mean, they can't be around each other all the time. I mean, so. I don't know, man. I never had that situation.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Because for guys, you typically don't make a lot of new friends.
Yeah.
That's rare. I feel like, especially for me growing up, I had a lot of female friends.
Yeah.
I didn't have many male friends.
Yeah,
so, and it kind of flipped for me when I moved down here. I met more male friends than female friends. So, and that's why, like, a lot of people back home would be like, he's hanging with a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would expect my first guest on the show to be a woman, not a guy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But, and you've seen it, like, the guys that we kick it with.
Yeah.
It's all, you know what I'm saying? It's mostly guys. Yeah. So, I haven't dealt with this situation in particular, because that's how I would kick it. I would just be like, I feel like now, the guy got to go.
Exactly.
He got to go.
I was just thinking that, like, she was there first.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean.
So, we're going to go ahead and flip it, though. Now, if you meet a new friend, and it's a female, and let's just say they're vibing, How do you feel on that aspect?
She my friend?
She's your friend though. But they're hitting it off.
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
You wouldn't have a problem now. Okay. They're not vibing. Are you still kicking that friend to the curb? Well, let's just say this is a legitimate friend. Like, let's just say it's somebody that you didn't introduce them to your girl at first. So for like 2 months, y'all are, you know what I'm saying, kicking it. Maybe not in person. Maybe, y'all see each other in person. Maybe like, let's say like once a week. But y'all texting. And it's strictly platonic. Nothing crazy. You know what I mean? And it's just a really good friend.
Yeah.
And then, all right, let's introduce her to my girl. Oh, this is my homie I was telling you about, so-and-so. And they're not vibing.
Damn. That's hard, man. That's hard. Because, I mean, who was there first?
Well, the girl. You've been with this girl for 6 months.
Okay.
You got this friend. Now you got 2 months invested in with this new friend. And it's really good friends. Let's just say it's like someone that can give you advice. Someone that's like, you know what I'm saying, actually gives a damn about you. And it's just cool to kick it with. Y'all can laugh, y'all can joke. But it's platonic, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's hard. That's real hard, bro. But I think at the end of the day,
you don't want to say it. I know you got your answer, but you don't want to say it.
I don't want to say it, bro.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, but the thing with me is I feel like I wouldn't leave that. I wouldn't want to end that friendship if she had friends that I didn't like.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you
Okay.
know, she kept that friendship going.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna end something. That's how I feel. But
Yeah.
if it wasn't like that, then I would end that.
You gotta end the friendship. So all her friends you like, but you got a friend she don't like, you're gonna be like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna have to cut this off for the relationship.
Yeah.
Man, that's rough.
That is rough,
That's
man.
rough. That's rough, because in this world you don't meet too many genuine people.
Yeah.
And if you can meet a genuine person and the only problem is they don't vibe with you, which is not even your significant other at that point, just somebody you've been dating for but a good amount of time.
Actually, you know what? I take that back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't end it. I would just set the record straight on both sides. Like, look, you my friend. That's it. We can't be really talking all the time because my girl, she doesn't really like that. But then I would tell my girl.
But hold on, it's not that she don't like that you talk to her. She don't like her the person. Damn. It's not a feeling of, oh, it's a female you're talking to. It's a matter of, oh, it's that chick, like that person. But that's what I'm saying. They get to each other. They get to meet each other. They don't like each other as people, not just the fact that she's a woman.
I don't know, man. I still don't think that I would. I would.
It's funny because it sounds specific, but it happens a lot more than you think.
Yeah, man, I know.
It happens a lot more than you think. Because like I said, I grew up with female friends, so I think about countless times I've had that situation. You know, I could just think of, and now this time I'm speaking specifics just because it's not in a bad way and it has nothing to do with Jen. But my homegirl Munch, I know a couple of girls I started dating, and they didn't like Munch at all. Cause Munch is like me, a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little bit extra, a little bit Jamak, love you Munch, but you know what I'm saying, a little bit abrasive, comes off, you know, she gives it how I give it. But a lot of people, like some people don't like that, and I know there's a couple girls I dated that didn't like it, but Munch is gonna be at my wedding. You know what I'm saying? That's my homie. So for me, it's just I feel like that was just something that, hey, this is her. That's how she gonna be. When I'm out with my homies, I'm gonna kick it with my homies. Now, if you don't want to be around her, that's on you. You can come and just deal with it, or you cannot come to the function.
Yeah. But what about if your girl don't like her?
That's what I'm saying. If my girl don't like her, if the girl I'm dating don't like her, or you mean like a girl I'm with, like
no girl that you're with? Yeah,
girl. If I've been with a girl for, let's say, 6 months, and she's finally meeting Munch, because that was our thing. Me and Munch had a thing. She would just give her a nickname, or I would give the guy she's talking to a nickname, right? And until I know their real name, I know y'all not serious. You know what I'm saying? So if it got to the point where she knows the girl's real name, so it's like, all right, now you're about to meet her. And she meets her, and they don't like each other. Because like I said, it's happened. I remember this girl, I'm not going to name her. This girl was dating. She met Munch, and wasn't vibing. She was like, your friend Munch, she's rude. She mad loud. She da-da-da-da-da. That's munch. I'm like, she's just gonna kick it straight. She don't got a filter, and she don't like let back. I told the girl to her, "Oh, you bougie as hell." That's how much she said it. She said it to her face, but it's better to say it to her face than behind her back later on when I'm like, "Hey, what do you think about so and so?"
Like, was you there when she said it?
I was there.
How you react to that, bro? Like,
I just laughed. It was funny because she was bougie. She was bougie. You know what I mean? And it just was what it was. I was just like, hey, you know. But she was like, "Oh, you gonna let her talk to me like that?" I was like, she bougie, babe. What you want me to say? She said, "Well, she had to say it like that." Yeah, but anyway, to get that back, to reel it on in, I was in that situation, and I just told her, I was like, "Listen, this is my homie. I mean, this is somebody that," and I think that's a little bit different because I was a long-standing friendship.
Yeah,
but I felt like, but if it's somebody that's genuine in your life, you don't cut off your blessings.
It's true. It's true.
You don't, because then next thing you know, what? Maybe a month or two later, if they're willing to break up with you over a friend, they're willing to break up with you over a lot less.
That's true.
And anybody willing to do that isn't in it for a long haul.
Yeah, that's why I feel like you can't just cut off all ties with that person.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
but don't sneak it also.
I mean, don't sneak it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're gonna set the record straight on both ends. Like, This is my friend, this is my girl.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and just completely flip subject right now. All right. So this is gonna put you on the hot seat a little bit, but not in a bad way. All right.
Go for it.
Let's just say, all right, we get somebody right now watches this episode, you know, hits up the page like, "Oh, I think Chris is a little cute, yada yada yada. He's single." All right.
Yeah.
How do I approach him? They ask. What's the answer to that? How does the girl? Because you, like you said, you got a little stable. You know what I mean? That's how it's done nowadays. I'm not saying by you personally, right? Let's just say that's how it's done. You know what I'm saying? That's how you said. She might got some niggas in the phone. You got some chicks in the phone, right?
Yeah.
She wants to know how she stands out. How does she approach you? How do you go about it?
I mean, she just be genuine, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just be you. That's it. That's all I can say, really. Just be you.
I mean, yeah, she could be herself, but how is her being herself going to be any different than someone else being themselves? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you fill out for a job application. Like, yes, you might have a good resume, but how does your resume stand out from all the other good resumes?
I mean, I guess you got to actually put in some effort.
Okay.
You got to show, effort. It takes effort. Because if I see you don't try, and then I'm like, okay, well, she tried. But if it takes a lot to stand out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, say you want to get that girl that you want.
Yeah.
And you just hit her up, be like, "Hey, that's it."
Yeah. Yeah.
You think you're gonna get a legit like response? Like, what you gonna get back?
Nothing. Maybe a hey.
Maybe a hey back.
Maybe not.
You might get left on red. Which is the worst. So I mean, you gotta kind of stand out. Like, you gotta show me that you worth it.
Okay, so it's an effort thing. I'm sure that could be big in an age when you have so many options.
Yeah, I think that's really a big thing.
Okay, it's effort.
Effort.
I mean, I feel like I'm guessing. I'm a guess for the women. We don't have a woman on here, but I'm guessing that'd be the same thing for them. It's a amount of effort because, like you said, it's just you got so many options. Because I remember when it's so funny. I swear I sound so old. When group messaging was first a thing.
Yeah.
I remember dudes, and you could send a group message, but it would go individually, not in one group. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got the group threads? You could send a mass text message, and it would go to each person individually. I know guys that used to wake up in college. Wake up, good morning, beautiful, to like 6 other chicks. They all get the same good morning text.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like an individual giving somebody that kind of form an attention nowadays, when everyone's attention and focus could be elsewhere,
all over the place,
is commended. Because I know for me, last I was single, I felt like my days were so much fuller as far as like having to bounce here, do this, do that. Oh, I gotta do this, gotta do that. So to actually have time to sit down and invest into somebody has to be big.
Yeah, man. Like my day to day was crazy.
Which I appreciate
And
you
it's
giving the
still not
time.
even. It's not over yet, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, having the time to come out and do this. We've been talking about doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna let y'all in a little bit. This was supposed to be a full couch. That's why I moved it from the normal recording area. We were supposed to have this whole joint lined up with different, with guys at different points. I was supposed to be the engaged guy. Supposed to have a guy with a baby on the way. He was the single guy, and we were supposed to have a guy in a long-term relationship, no kids. I think he was actually a stepfather. But they all backed out. My man was the only one that came through. So shout out to
my
him.
word.
So I appreciate you coming out. We had to change the show completely on the fly, but I just want to give my thanks to you in advance. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been about 35 minutes. I like to keep the episodes around there. Don't want to go too long, but especially with it being the first video one, I know it's gonna be a headache
For you editing
to edit this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to appreciate you for coming out and doing this episode right here. I like to do emails, but I didn't get any in advance for this specific topic, so I'm not going to do the emails today. I do want to say though, there was a quote I wanted to say, but I can't find it. I like to end with a good quote, but I don't have a quote right now. But I do want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody for listening to this episode. This was episode 10. I might start doing more of these. Let me know what y'all think on video. I might just have to move out the Breaking Dad studios and just move it to the living room.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Did I show you the little setup before?
Mm-mm.
I don't think he'd never seen the Broken Dad studios.
Never
All
seen
right.
it.
I'll show you my little nook where I got all my stuff at. The girls are actually here. For those of y'all that are going to ask me, the girls are here, but they're napping. They just came from school. They're tired. They'd be very upset that their friend is here and they don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Amaya, this is her friend. My friend Chris. My friend, like, you don't know this man.
She was like, Chris. I was like, what?
But no, I just want to give a big thank you for you to come out and do this. Hopefully we get you back on, do another topic, maybe something a little bit more playful.
Yeah, whatever. I'm down.
But we want to tackle this tough one.
It was tough though.
I didn't put you on the hot seat too bad, did I?
Nah, it was tough though.
I promise, and that's why I want to get to like the other people I want on. Everyone's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna get in your business.
Yeah.
Just want to know your opinion on things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's had nothing to do with anything specific, but
and I still feel like I didn't really say a lot that got to deal with, what we talked about.
I mean, if you want to get deeper into it, we can keep going, and I can just mix and match this if you want.
We can go. We got to do this again.
Okay, you want to do this a whole nother? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is just a preview, a test
preview.
run, but we're gonna get deeper into it, and with better preparation this time for y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna have everybody here.
And we're gonna have everybody here, and I promise you, we had that cast, the characters up here. This would have been a wild episode.
Yeah, it would have been something else, man.
This would have been a wild episode. But once again, I do thank you all for listening. This is the Breaking Dad podcast. We out.